Hi, this is a video to help Year 7 Theta with measuring angles with a protractor for knowledge organizer number 1. So as you can see, I've got 3 angles on this sheet of paper, and I've already written what type of angle these are. So in the first one, you can see I've got an acute angle, and it's less than 90 degrees. Now the reason why we need to know these types of angles is that it makes it easier for us to decide which scale on the protractor to use. So as you can see here, the protractor has 2 scales. There's a 0 that starts here on the left, on the outside of the protractor, and a 0 on the right, that's on the inside of the protractor. Okay. Also on the protractor, a key feature is this upside down T shape in the bottom, and that is where we line up one of the lines of the angle, and the corner of the angle should be lined up with the center of that T. So I'm going to do that now. Put it on. Okay, so now that I've lined up my protractor, we need to decide which scale we're going to use. So you can see here with the second line of the angle, it crosses at 2 numbers. So we've got 145 and 35. Now because we know it's an acute angle and it's less than 90 degrees, that means we must be using the outside scale to measure this angle. So that means this angle's got to be 35 degrees. Another way to help you to decide which scale to use is to look at which 0 is on that line at the bottom, lined up with the T. And you can see here, this 0 on the outside is sitting on the line. So that must mean we need to use the outside scale because we always start at 0 instead of 180. So our first angle is then 35 degrees. Now, if you have an angle like this one, where it's an obtuse angle, we now know it's got to be bigger than 90 and less than 180 degrees. So similarly with the first angle, we need to put our protractor lined up with one of the lines on the angle. So I'm going to line that up and put the corner in the middle of the T. And if you can see here, the line doesn't reach the edge of the protractor. Now that means I've got to extend that line first to make it easier to read off the protractor. And then I'm going to put my protractor back on. And you can see now it crosses the edge of the protractor. Now we've got 2 numbers again, 46 or 134. Because it's obtuse and it's got to be between 90 and 180, a sensible answer will be 134 degrees. Again, there's our line, and it's the inside 0 that's on the line, so I'm going to use the inside scale to get my answer. Okay, now when it comes to a reflex angle, our problem is our protractor only goes up to 180. And we know that reflex angles are between 180 and 360 degrees. So there are 2 ways of measuring a reflex angle. One of them is by taking one of the lines and taking it across so that you have a big straight line through your angle. Now we know straight lines have to add up to 180 degrees. And that means I've got left is to measure this angle instead. Okay, now just the same way, I'm going to put the bottom of my T along the dotted line I've just created. I'm going to also turn my page to make it a bit easier. So the corner of the angle and the T along the dotted bit, that dotted line, if I extend it a bit more, crosses the 0 on the inside scale. So I'm going to go all the way across, and it's 151. So I know that's 151 degrees. Or, again, this is obtuse, so 151 would be a much more sensible answer than 29, because we want our answer to be bigger than 90 and less than 180. Now, the reflex angle isn't just this 150 one, it is also the 180 altogether. So that means our reflex angle, I need to add them together to find my total angle of 331 degrees. Okay, now that's just one way of measuring the angle. Another way is not to measure the obtuse, but to measure the other part, the angle that we don't actually need. So you can see here, we don't need this angle that I've highlighted in purple. So I can actually measure that instead, which is the acute angle, which I know is 29 degrees. So instead of doing an addition, I don't want this bit. All of it, the whole circle, is 360. If this is 29, I just need to do 360 subtract 29. And it also gives me the same answer as before. Thanks.